beautiful. I'm feeling beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm feeling beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm feeling beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
What's good, family? Shout out to the boss man, Devil Dog 83, for boosting up your man the YB coin. No doubt about it, 1,000,000%. So we just saw there your man's Mike Zest son. Okay, now honestly, man, I hate to say it, but I told you, man. I've been telling you, man. There's something about this 2022 thing, and the worst thing is, I used to think it was just the new age cats coming up in the game, but the shit they're putting in the water is wilding out. Even the old school dons ain't the same, yeah. And to be fair, Mike's always been a bit, for me, he came across as the most hardest dude ever in history. Teddy Atlas mentioned it a few times, that Mike Tyson really, when you look back, even in his so-called prime, now I think it would have been interesting to see how he performed if Yamato had lived, but still, end of the day, based on the facts we have, Mike Tyson never actually came through real adversity. What fight did you see Mike Tyson losing and come back to win? Mike Tyson either won or he lost. Yeah, there was no, he's losing 6 rounds and finds a way to win, or he's losing 3 rounds and finds a way to win. He was either winning every single round or he was losing pretty much every single round. Yeah, point? Well, that implies the character of the man. Also, the whole Hollyweird thing. Yeah, Hollyweird whooped him in the first fight. Mike came back and felt himself getting whooped and thought, oops, yeah, I best find a way out here, because he didn't really want it like that. Now, was Hollyweird headbutting? Like Mike Tyson said, huck it, it's a fight, yeah? And I'm pretty sure Mike Tyson would have been taught by Yamato, if someone hits you low, you hit him back low, twice as hard, yeah? If he headbutting you, headbutt him back. I know it's not ideal, but that's the game. What you don't do is do things that are going to get you disqualified, like chewing on someone's ear, yeah? Or better yet, at least exchange foul for foul. If he headbutts you, give him a proper dig to the low blow, yeah? Oops. And then complain and say, listen ref, if you don't like me uppercut into his nutsack, I suggest you fix his big bold barnet from knocking into mine. Mike didn't do that. Mike's inner female found a way out, bottom line. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch of Mike Tyson man fans who are going to be sour, but for me, yeah, it's this kind of thing that don't help that. I wouldn't have brought that whole thing up I just mentioned about Mike potentially having more female in him than his reputation has implied. Yeah, Mike Tyson's the hardest man in history. To be the hardest man in history, you have to push through real adversity. I'm not saying he had easy fights, but I'm saying all the hard fight, or any hard fight he had, he lost. Any true great he really fought, he lost. Yeah, Larry Holmes, washed and out of the ring and whatnot, old and, come on now, and even, let's get serious. Yeah, would it have been different with Yamato? We won't know. Anyway, what's that got to do with this? Well, Mike's clearly got some inner female in him. And I've been telling you, man, about the agendas going on. Yeah, and this inner female within Mike. Plus, we know Mike is number one cabal shill. Yeah, the whole weird thing with his daughter happened. That was sus for me. And ever since then, or even before then, in my opinion, because Mike went broke. Mike had $10 million, $20 million debt, yeah? And all of a sudden, he come out of that, like, out of nowhere. That's what you call cabal. Yeah, 100%. My point? Well, there's agendas that are being pushed right now. The whole Hollywood agenda. And in fact, who was it? Someone called Mike Tyson out. Mike Tyson has a rainbow daughter, yeah? And someone mentioned something about it. And Mike was like, I'm going to beat him up because he isn't embracing my rainbow daughter. Listen. For me, it's sad to see... Listen, let me say this off the drip as well, because it's YouTube. I love all people, yeah? If you want, whatever you want to do, good for you. As long as you ain't bothering no one else, you can do what you want. If you believe you're a dog, I'll call you a dog. Well, I won't, but if you want to believe you're a dog, and call yourself a dog or a cat, you can do that. Am I gonna embrace or indulge your delusion? Absolutely not. That's for you. That's for you to deal with, yeah? If you've got problems, or if you want to be weird and zesty, that's for you, yeah? But when Mike's daughter got mad because one of his kind of rapper, or I'm not sure who it was, but one of his rapper friends said something about the Rainbow Hollywood gang, yeah? Mike came out and was like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I want to fight him. And in fact, that was it. It was Boosie the rapper, yeah? And Mike actually brought Boosie on the podcast and pulled up on Boosie. And Boosie's ass went, yeah, all that gangster from wherever he's from, oh, my name's Boosie, and I'm a gangster. When Mike checked him, his ass went. That's why I don't rate these gangsters, man. They're soft. Because really, Boosie should have said, listen, Mike, yeah, I don't care how strong you think you are. I got a whole bag of, in fact, never mind the bag of, man. I got this 9-inch. I don't know guns, but I've got this, whatever they call it. I got this 9 Glock on my waist, yeah, and I can fill you with lead real quick. Oops, yeah, yeah. I don't throw fists. I'll just fill you up with this lead, and you'll be super duper hot. I'll cook a pancake on you. That's how hot I'm gonna leave Mike. That's what he should have said, in my opinion. In my opinion, yeah. When Boosie got checked by Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson was in his feelings that Boosie wasn't backing the whole Rainbow Hollywood agenda, yeah? Boosie should have backed it and said, listen, Mike, you best wind your neck in, because otherwise I'm fixing to cook a pancake on you after I fill you with this hot lead, yeah? And that's what he should have done. Instead, Boosie went, oh, my arse is hot, my arse is flapping. That's what he did, yeah? I've heard the engineers, the aeronautical engineers that work at Boeing have contacted Boosie, and they're trying to get the patent, they're trying to acquire the patent on Boosie's arse, because the way it was flapping, yeah, create a lot of propulsion, and the aeronautic engineers at Boeing want to, as I said, they want to acquire that patented technology so they can get their airplanes flying much more efficiently, because Boosie's ass was flapping something retarded in there, yeah, flapping real good, giving him heaps of uplift. And that's what I'm just telling you what the Boeing aeronautical engineers want. They need that strong, efficient wind flapper that Boosie had between his legs. Oops. Anyway, I've digressed, but you get the point. The point is, yeah, Mike for me is what we call number one cabal puppet. He was in debt, he was down bad, and the cabal came and said, listen, Mike, there's a few things you can do, yeah? Daughter, check, oops, yeah, no, that's the first thing. That got, she got in my opinion. Next thing, you'll do anything we tell you to do. And if you look into it, there's been a whole bunch of this weird stuff going on with certain, particularly melanated males as well. In Hollywood, there's a whole agenda about putting melanated males in dresses, yeah, and making them do weird stuff, dressing up in drag essentially. And I mean, Dave Chappelle had to go to Africa or had to leave the country because he didn't want to be in some weird thing. Now, ultimately, Dave Chappelle sold out as well, and the cabal come and got him, but still, that just shows you a little blink into it all. And this for me is Mike again acquiescing and rolling over to these agendas. And it's a shame, because I guarantee you Custio Amato would most likely be turning in his grave at this kind of weird behaviour, yeah? And I don't know Cuss, but men in general, and I'm not saying people back then were perfect, but there used to be there used to be a definition of what a man is. We don't know that anymore. There used to be a time when male old heads would be a source of inspiration. They'd be a source of value. Go on. Where do you see the value in Mike dressing up as a bumblebee? I'm a beautiful bumblebee. Clone sounding ass. It's just sad all over, man. It's sad and weird. And obviously all the goobers. Yeah, all the 2022 goobers. Oh, YB, it's so funny. Yeah, let's have a good laugh. I don't know. That's played out, man. That's the kind of stuff YouTubers should be doing. Not Mike Tyson, in my opinion. his legacy, and I'm not saying it, well, take it as you want. Mike Tyson has a good legacy, or had a half decent legacy, and it's like, this is how he's going to go out, super sad, going out all weird and zesty. But listen, it's not the way I would have had him to go out. If I could write the way Mike Tyson's book ends, it wouldn't have been this way. Zesting out to the Hollywood cabal, reptile agenda. But each to their own, I guess. Yeah, if Mike Tyson wants to go out all the way sad on his whole Hollywood reptile zesty thing, I guess that's what he's gonna do. Yeah, and that's why I told you I've been done with Mike. Don't forget, people. For me, he's not a real guy. He's not a genuine guy. He sells this real image. He's not real. And I know it's slightly different topic, but still, guess what? Mike Tyson had a dude on his podcast called, forgot the guy's name now, some old NFL white dude. Yeah? And he used to be on the podcast. Mike cut him off so he could save money. Oops. Yeah, who does that? Especially when Mike Tyson's making 5-10 million a year anyway. Why can't you put your man on, who Mike alleged saved his life? That there is what you call more Hollywood cabal thinking. Greedy dudes. Hollywood and all that weird agenda is full of greed. They all want to keep it all to themselves. They ain't trying to put no one on. There ain't no friends. That's another example. In Hollywood, yeah, there ain't no friends. There's only greed, and it's like the Hollywood, yeah, is the culture of the self. All about yourself. Bottom line, at all costs, you must be the one. You must be the only one as well. Yeah, and that's why these self-indulged Hollywood rainbow dons, they're so in themselves. They wild out. And that's the thing. These self-indulged rainbow flag Hollywood dons, yeah, they're so in themselves. That's why they're all competing. Yeah. Oh, I'm a man, or I'm a woman, or I'm a cat. They're all trying to be rather than finding value, or rather than finding meaning in life by doing something that's positive or that creates some sort of real value. The next best thing that doesn't require hard work, that doesn't require innovation. You can just make a whole scene out of, oh well, I'm a door place. Yeah, you must call me a door place. If you don't look at me as a door place, or if you don't look at me as a bookcase, I'm a bookcase. I identify as a bookcase. And if you don't say I'm the same, then it's going to be a problem. I'm going to go on a march and declare, make sure everyone acknowledges me to be a bookcase as well. So what the fuck? What good's that doing? But these guys, these Hollywood cats here, they got nothing else to bring to the table. All they can bring is what their identity is. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Let's be real. Who really give a fuck? I don't. No one gives a fuck. But again, people who don't have nothing else going on in their life, yeah, that's all they have. All they have is their identity. Oh, I'm a bookcase. Oh, yeah. Zesty sounding ass. And this is Mike as well. Yeah. Mike zesting out to the agenda. 100%. No doubt.